Hey Maniacs, it's been 10 years now since I bought my first personal watercraft, so I figured I'd give you an overview of the first 4 machines I owned before I bought my 15F. So the machine that started it all was a 98 Tigershark TS640. Bought this machine with a blown top end due to the oil injection system failing. So we converted it to premix, bored out the cylinders, and bought bigger pistons. This machine would only do about 43-44 miles per hour. And if there's any sort of chop, you'd be pretty sore within hours. The seat felt like it was hard as a rock. So I sold it after 3 months and upgraded to this 1996 GTX 800. This 96 GTX 800, it needed our new rotary valve when I bought it. So once it was repaired, we put some lights on it, and it was a solid machine. I had fun with it, jumping waves, going for long cruises. It was just a bit thirstier than I'd like. I could get this machine to exceed 49 miles per hour. Get 48, get 49 per second. Just didn't have enough jam. And I tried the wakeboarding and tubing behind it, and it had cavitation issues. So I couldn't tow a wakeboarder or tuber, well, at least not a 220-pound one. So shortly after I bought that GTX and fixed it up, my wife wanted to get into it, girlfriend at the time. She bought this 1997 Tigershark Daytona 1000. This thing was a little red rocket. It would do 58 miles per hour with its 115 horsepower engine. Had trim, and you could do all sorts of spins and stunts with it. But man, you couldn't pass a gas station. That thing was thirsty.
There's my sweetheart. And then there's Russell.
While still owning a GTX, I developed a bit of an obsession with the Tigersharks. I wanted to acquire the last generation built in 1999. So I found one on eBay that had some engine trouble, and so I got the winning bid, went down to Virginia to bring it home, and it just needed a tune-up and a new throttle position sensor, which I ended up finding in a '88 Corvette.
Yeah.
This machine,
Alright, man. Let it rip.
despite being fuel injected, it used about the same fuel as the 800, but it was a little bit faster. The GTX I could only get to like 49. This thing would do about 53 to 54. And you could do all sorts of spins on that thing. It loved to just drift and spin out. And it sounded real good too. Over time, I rode with my brother and his buddies a few times. They all had 951 Di machines, both the RX and the GTX models. These machines perform well. They use like hardly any fuel compared to my 800, and they had tons of torque and way more top speed. So that got me into doing some research to find something that could top that. My findings led me to the Kawasaki 15F. So I sold everything. Sold my dirt bike, sold the Tigershark, sold my wife's Tigershark, sold the GTX, and then I set up some alerts on Craigslist to find me a 15F. And here's the one I found in 2012. I've owned this SCX 15F for about 9 years now. This machine, I bought it at 85 hours and now has around 240. I've taken the machine all over Ontario. I've had it in the Niagara River, I've had it up in like Fort Severn doing the lock system, taking it out alone in gale warnings when I wanted to see if there was any 12 or 14 foot waves that were forecasted. Got nothing bad to say about this machine. It's great on fuel, it's got loads of torque. If you try to wakeboard behind it, it practically rips you out of the water. The seat on this machine, it's also so soft and cushy. I've been out on RXPs and RXDIs when there's been like 4 foot chop, and after a couple hours your gooch, it gets all raw from those horrible seats. You don't get that on the Cowie. The only thing I found it lacking was sound system. So last year I MacGyvered some GoPro mounts and made a little mount for my Bluetooth speaker. I'm planning to make a video later when I design one for my Honda, because sometimes I feel like taking the Honda instead of the Cowie, and I'd like to take the speaker wherever I'm doing a long cruise. Okay, so just a few quick facts before I wrap this up. This machine has 160 horsepower. It tops out at 61 miles per hour. If you're just looking to go for a cruise at like 30 to 40 miles per hour, with the odd wide open throttle flip here and there, it will consistently get 7 miles per gallon. When the low fuel buzzer comes on, that means it's down to a third of tank. Now, keep in mind that fuel pump, it can't reach every last drop. The furthest I've ever gone without filling up was 101 miles, according to my GPS. When I filled it up, it took 14 gallons, and the tank only holds 16. Hope you guys enjoyed this overview of my first few machines. Please remember to crush that like button, and thanks a lot for watching.